creepy greetings, and welcome to Creepy Coffees, where the haunt is hot, the brew is bold.
Sip the strange, taste the terrifying.
Let's pour into the paranormal. This is Creepy Coffees. Welcome back to Creepy Coffees, where the brew is strong and the stories are stronger. I'm your ghost host, Eddie Ravenscar.
And I'm your co-host, the Midnight Barista, Dawn Ravenscar. Today we're stepping into a haze of cigar smoke, spirits, both liquid and paranormal, and a past laced with mobsters and murder. We're talking about Shaker's Cigar Bar in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
It's been called the most haunted bar in America. And after digging into its history and talking to some folks who've experienced the unexplainable, we think that reputation might be well earned. We're also super excited to share what we've learned about the cigar bar because we're actually going to Milwaukee at the end of this month to visit this site and do our own investigation and interviews. So make sure you stay tuned and keep following us so you don't miss it.
Make sure you follow and like us so you don't forget. It's going to be amazing. So let's just jump right in. Shaker's isn't your average bar, built in 1894. It started as a cooperage, basically a barrel-making factory. But by the 1920s, it had become something far more sinister. During Prohibition, it was taken over by the Capone crime syndicate and turned into a speakeasy. That's right, the one and only Alphonse Capone himself. Back in the day, it had secret tunnels, gambling in the basement, a hidden speakeasy in the back, and a brothel upstairs, which today is also a B&B. You can actually stay the night if you're brave enough. It's also rumored to have host business deals that even ended with someone vanishing, permanently.
But before we move forward, let's take a second and talk about this week's coffee that Dawn has picked out and made for us. What do you have for us tonight, my Midnight Barista?
This week on Creepy Coffees, we sip something a little more supernatural. Life Boost Mushroom Coffee. This definitely isn't your average morning brew. It's like if your cup of joe wandered into the woods at midnight and came back with secrets. Infused with lion's mane, chaga, and cordyceps, this blend promises enhanced focus, immune support, and sustained energy without the crash. And let us tell you, it delivers with eerie precision. The taste is smooth and earthy, with a deep, almost forest floor richness. The mushrooms don't overpower the flavor, but instead lurk in the background like whispers in a haunted house. A hint of natural sweetness balances the bold, low-acid roast, making it perfect for those sensitive to bitterness or the judgmental spirits of old baristas. After one cup, we both felt a sharpened clarity, like we just stepped into another realm. Not jittery, just aware. It's the kind of coffee you drink before diving into a seance or researching that creaky attic door that just opened on its own. Our final verdict. Life Boost Mushroom Coffee is a mind-warping brew for those who like their caffeine with a touch of the occult. If you're a fan of earthy elixirs and brain-tingling vibes, pour a cup. But don't be surprised if something otherworldly joins you at the table. Rating 4.5 out of 5 phantoms, perfect for your next paranormal podcast binge or summoning session.
Welcome back. Everyone set? Cups filled? Let's head back to Shaker's. What's upstairs really helps sets the tone. 2 upper floors that were both used for servicing its male clientele. The second floor is said to have hosted multiple young teen prostitutes to somewhat service gentlemen that visited. The third and top floor was for the high rollers and those that were able to pay for a higher, more complete service, if you know what I mean. This is also where the tragedy of a young 17-year-old woman named Molly Brennan comes in. According to legend, Molly was a working girl at the brothel in the 1920s. One day she simply disappeared. Some say a jealous lover, maybe a mobster, ended her life and hid her body in the walls.
Molly Brennan is perhaps the most infamous and frequently reported ghost associated with Shaker's Cigar Bar, a historic building steeped in vice, violence, and spectral lore. Her tale is as sorrowful as it is chilling. a haunting reminder of the dark underbelly of Milwaukee's Prohibition-era past. So, who was Molly Brennan? According to local lore, Molly Brennan was a young woman working as a prostitute in the 1920s, when Shakers operated as an illicit speakeasy and brothel under the control of the Capone crime syndicate. Though historical records on Molly are limited, perhaps lost or deliberately obscured, oral traditions and paranormal accounts have preserved her memory. Molly is believed to have worked in one of the small upstairs rooms on the 3rd floor of the building. This area, now closed to regular customers and used for ghost tours and investigations, is where her presence is most strongly felt.
The most widely accepted version of her story is that Molly fell in love with a high-ranking mobster. Their affair may have been secret, or perhaps she was merely a pawn in his violent world. For reasons lost to time, Molly vanished abruptly. Some say she was murdered in a fit of jealousy. Others claim she overheard something she wasn't supposed to and paid the price. The chilling theory that persists is that her body was hidden within the walls or floorboards of the building, never to be discovered. This would explain why no official record of her death exists, yet her spirit remains unmistakably active.
Over the decades, countless guests and staff have reported encounters with the woman in 1920s-style clothing, often described as having dark hair and sad eyes. She's most often seen pacing the 3rd floor or peering down staircases. Guests frequently note a sudden drop in temperature, a whiff of floral perfume, or even whispers when alone in the upstairs rooms. Paranormal investigators claim that Molly communicates through EVP electronic voice phenomena, often in soft-spoken phrases like, "help me" or "don't go." One psychic described her as a lonely, tormented soul, stuck between dimensions and unaware of her own death.
And it's not just Molly. Employees and guests have seen a ghostly little girl in the basement, cold spots, shadows darting between the cigar lockers, and even full-bodied apparitions. One bartender described seeing bar stools move on their own after closing. Another swore he heard whispering in the women's restroom when the place was empty. We got a voice memo from a tourist who took the Shakers ghost tour. She said she felt something tug her coat and heard a breathy whisper say, "Don't leave." Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, something lingers at Shaker's Cigar Bar.
While many are drawn to Shaker's Cigar Bar for its mobster past and adult specters, few are prepared for the sorrowful presence of one of its most innocent and chilling ghosts, the little girl who haunts the basement. Unlike the seductive and tragic tale of Molly Brennan, this young spirit evokes a deeper, more primal fear, the haunting of a child trapped in a place of darkness. Who is the little girl? Her name is unknown, and she doesn't appear in any documented records or official archives. Some theories claim she was the daughter of a worker, possibly from the building's early days as a cooperage barrel-making factory in the late 1800s. Others suggest she may have lived in one of the tenement buildings in the area and wandered into the basement during the Prohibition-era, perhaps at the wrong time. According to lore, she either died accidentally or was a victim of violence connected to the building's darker activities. One grim possibility is that she witnessed something she shouldn't have: an execution, a mob deal gone wrong, or abuse, and was silenced. Whatever the truth, the residual energy she left behind is potent.
Many believe a little girl is a residual haunting, a loop of trauma playing out over and over with no real awareness of the living. Others suggest she's an intelligent spirit, aware, observant, and perhaps trying to reach out. Some psychics have described her as frightened and hiding, while others feel she has moments of playfulness and longing. A few investigators claim she is not alone, that something darker may also inhabit the basement, perhaps even keeping her spirit trapped.
Was Molly real? Did the mob bury more secrets than we'll ever know? Or is Shakers just a brilliant blend of history, drama, and great storytelling? We think some places just hold on to energy, especially places filled with violence, love, lust, and death. Shakers has all four. Today, Shaker's Cigar Bar leans into its haunted history with guided ghost tours and overnight stays in the so-called penthouse suite, the very room where Molly allegedly died. Her story is featured prominently in local ghost lore, national TV segments, and paranormal podcasts. Molly Brennan has become a symbol of the pain, secrecy, and violence that often accompanied life for women trapped in the underground world of Prohibition-era brothels. Her story reminds visitors that the glamour of the Roaring Twenties came at a steep, often bloody price.
There's so much more to say about Shaker's Cigar Bar. Down in the basement during renovation, they found 2 complete skeletons buried in a big block of concrete. No explanation, just 2 full skeletons. Combine that with Molly and all the other stories, it definitely makes for some amazing creepy coffee time. Thanks for joining us at Creepy Coffees. If you're ever in Milwaukee, grab a drink at Shaker's, but don't go alone. And don't forget to keep listening for our updates on this story and our own investigation later at the end of this month. It's going to be crazy, and we're both so excited. Please don't forget to rate, review, and follow. Keep up with everything Creepy Coffees at creepycoffees.com, on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Creepy Coffees. Until next time, stay scared, stay caffeinated.
And, as always, be good to each other and stay creepy.